What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of Days, listen, Rafe need to learn how to understand the tone of a woman's voice. He really does because Ava is not with the shit right about now. Like I can see Ava's getting irritated by the moment. Um, I did love the scenes between her and Gabby. That shit was hilarious. When Gabby found Sammy necklace outside and she kept taunting Ava about it, talking about, oh, it could be one of Rafe's little side pieces or whatever. That shit was hilarious. I was like, Gabby a bold bitch. I ain't gonna lie, she's bold. Because everybody know Ava crazy as shit. And Gabby could, don't get me wrong, Gabby could hold her own. She could stand on her own. But I was like, I don't know if you're ready for Ava though. Ava's psychotic when she wants to be. You know what I'm saying? Like she could snap back into them old Vitaly days in a New York minute. So I don't know. I said, Gabby, you might want to tread lightly. But Gabby ain't give a damn. Gabby just kept going back and forth with her, and that shit was funny as hell. Um, Ava definitely is. I think she's in denial about Rafe and Nicole because she doesn't believe that what Gabby was saying was true. But a lot of what Gabby was saying was true though. I'm like, clearly Rafe wants Nicole. Like he been had feelings for her. I'm like, Ava, you need to snap out of that denial. But I have a feeling that once she finally gets out of that denial stage, all hell is gonna break loose. That girl is gonna go psycho. I actually like Ava and Nicole's friendship. I really do. I like that they became good friends and stuff, but that's about to hit a snag. Um, and she made some food too for Rafe. She made some manicotti. And when she called Rafe because she was gonna drop him off a plate at the station, Rafe was like, "Nah, I'm not at the station. I'm at Nicole's house." Her facial expression was like, "Let me woosah, cause I'm about to fuck him up. Let me woosah. Let me get in control again. Hold up." Um, And then when she was like, "Oh, I'm her. I'm Ava." Ava was like, "Oh, I'm Nicole's friend too. I'll just bring a plate over. I'll just come over." And Rafe brushed that shit off real quick. He said, "Nah, I don't think she really wants anybody fussing over her. Listen, just save me some leftovers. I'll eat some when I come back home." She said, "Oh, leftovers." When she said that shit, I said, "Rafe, you didn't hear that tone? You didn't hear that? You didn't pick up on that, Rafe?" I'm like, "Yeah, your ass is grass. You just fucked up, Rafe. You fucked up." Um, and when she was about to hang up and she had called his name, he already hung up. Her facial expression was like, no, this bitch didn't just hang up on me. Like, she was mad as shit. And I was so mad for her because I'm like, for one, you took it out on some good ass manicotti. Like, she threw that food, that whole pan, she threw it in the garbage. I said, Ava, get that good food out that trash. I hate when people throw away food when they mad. I hate that shit. You wasting a good ass. Listen, I would have came over and ate that. You ain't had to throw that away. You didn't have to do that, Ava. That looked good. You ain't have to throw it away. When you got the foil up there pretty nice, you know it's gonna be good. When the foil up there correctly, it's gonna be bomb. But Ava about to snap. Ava is about to snap. I mean, I do like the fact that Rafe checked in on Nicole because she's going through a hard time right now. You know what I mean? Like she's letting go of her marriage. She's mourning the death of her marriage to Eric and stuff. Like she's taking pretty much a couple of days off from work. She won't get out of bed. She's just, been going through it. Taking off, she finally took off her wedding rings. Um, but it's good that she had a good friend there to, help her and stuff like that. But it's about to go down between her and Rafe though, because I got a feeling it ain't gonna take long. Um, it ain't gonna take long for Rafe to confess his feelings for her, because he been had them. But that man got to be into some Nicole because she didn't even brush her teeth yet. All that morning breath and eye boogers, and he ain't even bat an eyelash. I said, okay. He ain't even raise an eyebrow. I said, okay, so she just blowing her morning breath all in your face and you ain't gonna smell it, huh? You just ignoring it. I said, you better than me, because you would have had to brush them teeth before you talk to me. I'm just saying. I don't do the morning breath now. But, all hell gonna break loose for Rafe, though. He better get it together. And get it together quickly. I'm like, you just on her shit list at this point. You get it together, sir. Quickly, because Ava about to get in your ass. So anyway, moving on from that. EJ is still highly pissed off about the Sammy situation. he opened up to Chad about it and told Chad and whatnot. And, he basically just unleashed on Chad because basically he was like, oh, you're a cheater, Sammy a cheater. Chad was like, hold up. Chad was like, don't come for me. He said, first of all, my situation with Abigail ain't shit like you and Sammy. I said, yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. I say it's a different circumstance because for one, she cheated with her ex-husband, but you cheated with your wife half sister. So I say yes and no. Either way, y'all both some hoes. Y'all just slept around on y'all spouse. So it ain't exactly the same, but it is. It is, Chad. He got you there. I love how EJ keeps saying, I'm just gonna focus on being CEO of Demira. And Chad keeps having to remind him, he like, bitch, you ain't the CEO. You are a co-CEO. I'm your partner. I was like, Chad, you just let yourself keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself. EJ said it correctly. He's the CEO. You are just co-CEO in name only. That's it. In EJ's world, trust me, Chad is not the co-CEO. You are just in a title. That's all you are. That's why EJ keeps saying that, because EJ know the real. EJ knows the truth. You are not really his partner. You are just there. That's it. And EJ letting you know that every time he say CEO, because trust me, it ain't a slip of the tongue with EJ. EJ know exactly what he's saying when he keeps saying I'm the CEO. He know what he doing, and he letting it be known. Because at some point, EJ definitely gonna get Chad the hell about that position one way or another. He just biding his time right now because he got the Sammy shit he dealing with. But he gonna get you. Oh, he gonna get you. Um. So anyway, I love the scene between Allie and EJ. I really do, because you could tell when Allie came into the room, like EJ just kind of lit up when he saw her and the baby Henry. Um, and I love that he cares so much about Allie though. But Allie was tripping a little bit. She's sitting there talking about, oh, I know that you're gonna forgive mom. You should forgive her. Why would you want your mother with him though? I'm just saying, like, because EJ, I like EJ, but he is abusive. Like, not physically abusive, but he's abusive in many different ways. Verbally, mentally, like he's just very abusive towards her. And not to say Sammy doesn't give as good as she gets, but it's still abuse either way. And it's just like, why would you want your mother in a toxic situation? Her and EJ are very fucking toxic. Why would you want that? And EJ keeps sitting there talking about when he burned Kristen's letter, and Sammy needs to take note. This is how you burn something. Um, we all know EJ gonna forgive her at some point. He gonna want Sammy back at some point. This is the game that they play, and that's what was pissing me off about Sammy before. Because I remember Sammy was like, "Oh, this is how me and EJ do." You know, I hurt him, he lashes out, then he forgives me. He hurts me, I lash out, I forgive him. But that shit is too toxic for y'all old ass. Y'all are middle aged. Y'all are some middle aged folk, and y'all sitting here acting like this. Who wants to be at that toxic stage when you damn near 50? Like you in your mid 40s or whatever. Like, are you serious? Don't nobody want to be in that toxic shit. They are all around toxic, and that's not good. That is not good at all. Like, y'all need to break that cycle and just let each other go. Seriously. I mean, if y'all can't be adults about situations, then y'all need to be apart, because I don't know who gonna want to be in a marriage where every time you piss your spouse off they get revenge on you. Like, that's not some shit I would want to be involved in. I'm just saying, like, if I get the wrong mayonnaise, you gonna try to slit my throat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to be a part of that bullshit. Hell no, I wouldn't want to. Sammy and Allie are crazy. I would never want my parent to be up in that. Hell no, I wouldn't encourage that foolishness. um so he basically told Allie that, because she looking for Sammy, so he was like, well, check Gabby house. Because he was like, shit, she said she was going to Gabby's to, try to bulldoze her way back into the mansion or whatever, so we checked there. And while he was having a drink, the damn door to the tunnel, to the secret Demira tunnels, opened up by itself. I was like, and EJ turned around real quick and looked at that shit. He said, what the fuck going on? I was like, who is in those tunnels? I don't know if EJ has Sammy took. I mean, he's a prime suspect, of course, because he does have access to henchmen and all that shit. So who knows? He might have had something to do with that shit. I wouldn't be surprised. It was so funny though, because when Allie and Lucas were talking and he was telling her about him and Sammy's affair, um Allie actually looked like she was grossed out by that shit. She was like, ill. Like, she was looking like, ill. Y'all too. Normally, people would want their parents back together, but she was like, no, absolutely not. So anyway, moving on from that. So Olivia and Paulina were talking, and now we're getting to the bottom line of what was going on back in the day. So of why Tamara had to lie and say Lonnie was her daughter all these years ago, because Paulina, remember the story that Paulina told Abe about her being in an abusive relationship before or whatever? So that really was true. That she wasn't lying about that. And the guy name apparently is Ray. I guess that's Lonnie's biological father. Um, so I guess this dude was abusive as shit, and Paulina was afraid for her life because even Olivia said, he was horrible and he was abusive, and Paulina was afraid for her life because she thought one day he was gonna kill her. So that's why she had to keep her being pregnant a secret from him, like her having his baby a secret, because he would have never let her go had he knew they had a child together. My question is that man still alive? Because if he's still alive, then that means at some point he probably gonna pop up in Salem. If he finds out that Paulina's in Salem and stuff like that, and he find out Lonnie's his child, what's to stop him from popping up if he ain't dead? Hopefully he rotting in hell. Hopefully, but that pretty much explains why Tamara had to step in as the mother and why her and Olivia did not want Paulina coming to town because they want that to stay a secret. And Paulina pretty much admitted that's the reason why she didn't take Lonnie on that trip to Paris, because Olivia wanted her to cancel that trip because they didn't think it would be a good idea, for her to be around Lonnie so much. You know what I mean? So they try to limit her interactions with her because they didn't want that truth coming out, and Olivia still doesn't want that truth to come out. So of course Lonnie popped over or whatever because she wants to forgive Paulina. She wants to. And, Eli was basically telling her to demand answers from Paulina about all the shit over the years or whatever. So she decided to forgive Paulina, but she told Paulina, don't lie to me again. I don't want to deal with no more lies. So once Paulina heard that, she knew she had to tell Lonnie the truth. But, Olivia going to try to stop her from doing it. I don't see what the issue is with Paulina telling her now. Like, Lonnie's an adult now. They don't have to worry about Ray for the most part, as far as we know. They don't got to worry about his abusive ass. So it shouldn't be a problem for her to know the truth. I think she should. You know what I mean? Because if she does not hear from Paulina about it now, eventually it's gonna come out. You know what I mean? Olivia and them are just, putting a band-aid on the inevitable at this point. You might as well rip that band-aid right on off and tell her. So that way y'all can all get the truth out there and everybody can know. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what y'all thought about it, and I will see y'all all later. Peace.